Okay, guys. So we are gonna discuss the debate of exactly who this mysterious Titan is, because a lot of you object to me, and you guys believe that we have seen this Titan before. So let's go in your comments. Let's read about it, and we'll take a look. Okay. So the first comment says that that Titan was just a regular Titan that Ario confronted in Chapter 8. You can see him at the end of Chapter 7 at 1 minute and 31 seconds. You can also see him on the first 2 pages of Chapter 8. You can even see the same wooden corpse Pike Titan on the page from Chapter 5 and the second panel of the second page of Chapter 8. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about, Michael. You're talking about the Titan that's holding the wood spike that holds the corpses of creatures that they've killed. Okay, so yes, let's go ahead and analyze this. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so which one is this? Oh, this is 3 point something. Okay. Okay, now we're here. So obviously now we see the Titan in question, right? Okay, so the Titan in question, guys, is this one. Okay. Now, Michael is saying that he believes the Titan that we see at the end of Chapter 7, which is this one here. This one here. He's saying that he believes that this Titan, as well as this Titan or this one, they're one and the same. Now, look, I'm going to say this. I can understand why you would think that, because there are certain similarities that you can see. Okay, I give you that. However, if you really analyze it and pay attention, there are enough differences to come to the conclusion that, excuse me, this might not be the same Titan. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'll point out what it is I'm referring to. Okay. So first of all, let's get a good look at the Titan that you believe it to be. Okay. It's this one here. He has a lot of fur, a lot of mane on his back. He's got a very similar facial hair and structure to the one in question. Even has kind of like the beard-esque thing going on here. Right now, let's get another look from him. Okay, so here he is again. We can go ahead and zoom in a bit here. This is the one you believe him to be. That was the one we just saw. Again, we see the mane on the back. We see the facial hair. Now, one thing I want you guys to take note of is the arms. Okay, so we're taking a look at the arms here. Okay. Now we see that the arms are kind of like small to medium build, and he's got furry mane on his arm as well. Okay, so now let's go to the original Titan. Okay, so if we see this original Titan here, look at his arms. Okay, look at these arms here, guys. First thing I would like to point out is his arms are massive. His arms are massive, okay? Way bigger than the arms of the one we just saw, okay? Not to mention the one we just saw, he had a full-on mane on his arm. As you guys can see on this original one here, he does not have a full-on mane on his arms. He has whiskers, essentially, little small thin hairs that are on the top of his arms. Okay, so arms are way bigger, and he does not have the same mane on his arms. Okay, so that shows a big difference there. Okay, now I think another thing that people are getting confused about is when you see the up close silhouette of his face. Yes, the eyebrow hair is a little similar. Even the beard hair is similar. And then we see this this fur in the back of his head, right? And on his traps. Now, a lot of people assume A lot of people are assuming that this is his actual hair. Well, if you take a look at the picture up here, it could possibly be that this Titan is wearing a vest, okay? A vest with cut off sleeves that are showing his arms. But at the top of the vest could be fur that was stitched on there from maybe a previous kill that he had. This doesn't necessarily mean that this is his fur or his mane. That could be the mane or the fur that is attached to his clothing. Again, it's a silhouette, so we can't really see all that well, okay? Now, another thing I would like to point out is look at the tarp that goes over his his bottom half. As we can see here, it's very long, really long. Like, I would even say this might go down to near his ankles. Definitely looks like it goes below the knees from what I can see. Okay. Now, if we take a look at the one in question, this one here, as we can see, sorry about that, guys. As we can see, his tarp looks like it is above the knees. Okay. Looks like it's above the knees. So it doesn't look like they're even wearing the same kind of tarp. And then the last thing I would like to point out is look at this one. This one does not have a weapon, okay? But the original Titan, he has this club that has thorns sticking out of it, okay? Now this looks like almost like a weapon of power, a weapon that kind of like connects this Titan to, his superiority. This isn't just a regular club, guys. Like, this is a club that was constructed for maximum effectiveness and destruction. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that a Titan with this kind of weapon is going to keep this. Now, again, this Titan does not have a club. The one next to him does, but again, it's just a regular, smaller club. Okay, so those are enough differences there to make me believe that these Titans are not the same. Okay, now that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that you're wrong, Michael. I'm not saying that I'm wrong. I'm saying that I believe there's enough differences to conclude that it's not the same Titan. Now, I want to talk about the other thing that's in question that you had brought up. So Michael was referring to the Titan behind this one here, and he's holding this wooden spike that clearly has corpses hanging on top of it, right? So Michael is saying that because this Titan with this spike looks similar to this Titan, okay, that is holding a very similar construction. He's holding the wooden pike with spikes sticking out of it, okay? Now, let's take note of this, though. This Titan doesn't have any corpses on top. It's just the structure itself. It doesn't have any corpses. So, and remember, they walk around with that to intimidate other creatures, other enemies, but he doesn't have any bodies on his. So again, this might be a different group from what we had saw, okay? And again, let's note again, this Titan here, he has fur or a mane on his arms, and his arms are not quite as big, okay? Now, here's another thing. There's even a Titan in the very back here. This one, he has white hair coming off of his eyebrows, and he has a lot of he has some mane on his body and stuff. So who's to say that maybe this one isn't the one that you're referring to, and it's not even this one, So again, I think, there's similarities, but I don't think it's the same Titan. The one that I'm referring to is he's just much bigger, man. He's much bigger, and I feel like he's just more intimidating looking. There's enough differences in the physical characteristics to show that it's a different Titan, me personally. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Now here we see this Titan again. Okay, right here. Now I'm gonna go back to the comments. Let's go back to the comments here. Okay, so I think we've kind of addressed Michael's points. And again, Michael, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm just saying that I think there's enough differences there to feel like it's two different Titans. All right, now let's go down to XJ. So it looks like XJ kind of feels a little similar. XJ says, I'm afraid that Titan is the exact same one that humanity confronts in order to negotiate with. He is the one that says, your squeaking is annoying. He ends up dying to neo-humans in chapter 9. Whew, okay, so I remember this. I remember this. Now, XJ, I'm going to have to disagree with you very strongly, okay? So you're saying that he's one of the Titans that they confronted, which we just kind of went over that, and I've already said how I think that that's different. But now you're saying that this is the same Titan that was killed by the neo-humans, again, which I disagree with. You said ends up dying to neo-humans in chapter 9. Well, there's two parts to chapter 9, so I'm not sure which one you're referring to here. Let's see. All right, so again, you know, we do see this one, but again, he has the full-on mane on his arms, and his arms are not quite as big, and his tarp is above his knees, okay? Now, I will say this. He is now holding a club, but again, it's not the same kind of club, okay? All right. Okay, no, this is the original in question. Okay, so this is one of the Titans that attack the neo-humans and ultimately dies. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in on this. So, you know, taking a look at him, again, the tarp isn't as long. The body structure is not the same. He is holding a club, but again, it's not a thorned club, okay? Now, if we go down here, I mean, you know, XJ, he doesn't even have the same kind of hair, you know. The Titan in question, his hair is white. This Titan has black hair, and he doesn't have any facial hair. The Titan in question has facial hair. So, you know, there's immediately physical characteristics that debunk what it is you're saying. So let's go beyond this. Okay. So as we can see, he gets cut up by this neo-human here. Again, facial structure is not the same. Club is not the same. It doesn't have thorns on it. And as we can see here, he's the one that the neo-humans climb and they start to cut him up. Okay. And we see here that he is completely shredded by all the knives from the neo-humans and he is killed. Yeah, man, just it's not the same Titan, you know. I'm not trying, like, here's the thing, guys, like, I understand you know how you guys could assume that that's the same Titan, but if you really pay attention, it's pretty clear that it's not the same Titan, in my opinion. And again, if we just continue to disagree, then we agree to disagree. But I think it's very obvious that it's not the same Titan. Yeah, man, you know, I think it's different. Now, I do remember the other Titans, they did fight the neo-humans after they bulked up and stuff. But again, I just don't recall seeing any Titan there that looked similar to him and showed exactly what we see here. I truly believe that this Titan is unique, and I think that this Titan is a superior Titan to the rest. I feel like he's a leader of some sort. I don't know if he's a leader of a completely different clan or if he's one of Gambok's sons, but I definitely do not believe that this is the same Titan from the end of chapter 7, the one in chapter 8 that we see, or any in chapter 9.1 or 9.2 that we see. I feel like this is a completely different Titan, and I feel like I've pointed out enough things to show why I feel like it's a different one, okay? But that's it, guys. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. You know, you guys can believe what you want to believe. And, you know, again, even if I feel like this is a different Titan, who knows? We may not ever see this Titan again. He may be completely irrelevant to the rest of the story. But, you know, I feel like this may have been some foreshadowing, you know, but I could be wrong, you know, so that was just my opinion, you know, and again, it was just food for thought. It was just a topic that I had thought about in the past that I was like, you know what, let me talk about this. So, but that's it. I'm going to make another video talking about verses. So, that one's actually going to be edited a little bit more well done than this. You know, this one, I just kind of wanted to address some of the skepticism that we were seeing. Okay. But, that's it. Hit a like if you like this video, hit subscribe if you want to see more like it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.